Hello, hello. We are live with Terra Nullius, and this is episode 40. And I gotta say, guys, I'm rethinking everything about my life, and I don't think we should do this show anymore.
Oh,
So, sorry.
wow.
Yeah, it's just I'm having a bit of a, what's the word for it?
Midlife crisis.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
With the emphasis on life.
No, I'm just kidding. I just said that because it's episode 40.
It's a good excuse for why Darius dies this session.
Oh no.
No.
I don't have any immediate plans to kill any of you this session, so
You don't have any immediate plans, just secondary and tertiary plans to have a die and suffer.
I always leave the possibility open to improv someone's immediate demise.
He has no plans to make us die, just plans to make us suffer.
Yeah, I realized something.
Until we die.
Yeah.
Suffer until you die.
Yep.
Yes.
When Jordan and I were playing yesterday, I decided I don't remember why, but I was saying something in Gret's voice. I said, Gret lives on in all of us inside the muscles of all the little boys and girls.
That's creepy.
That's weird.
Never say that again, Seth.
No, please say it again and again.
No,
and again.
you should. That will earn you 5 potatoes.
What are we at now? 8 potatoes?
8 potatoes?
Potatoes.
Yeah, I can't say that because if that count gets too high, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll take back what I said earlier.
You can't now. You can't, Seth. You have to give her the
Not
exact amount
actually.
of potatoes that she wants. You're obligated.
That's a lot
But
of potatoes.
Look, the video that you sent takes it down to like 2 potatoes because it was a really good video.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't understand why in the world we're talking about potatoes,
It's
we're
because
going.
you don't know us.
It's fair. So we're gonna visit Seth, and he lives in Idaho, and so potatoes. Yeah, Emily demands potatoes.
Apparently, bad puns cost me potatoes.
They do. Yeah,
So we're gonna get like 100 this session.
you're gonna be
Yes.
loaded in potatoes, Emily.
I'm quite excited.
Yeah. But speaking of being, no, there's no good segue for that.
I was wondering what you were planning.
Let's go ahead and do character goals as we get started here.
Oh, oops, wait, I didn't update mine. Okay.
That's okay. It's okay. You have time. We're starting with Seth. So Seth, Toity, what do you got? Same goals.
Same goals.
All right.
Make a name for myself on the mainland, then floop-de-doo
Yep.
and
And
noop-de-woo,
Noop-de-woo.
which are labeled that way in my character sheet.
Yes. And so let me take. So did you like write in your character sheet which ones that you have going right now?
Yes, it is
all right, I just wanna
under
make sure that I
bio,
am-
character backstory, and
Yes.
don't show the chat.
I know. I'm not. I never share the chat goals. So. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Those are the same goals that are on mine. Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Ryle
gosh.
Femi.
I wasn't prepared.
We can move on to Ari.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Ari Armani, what you got?
And then the same as last time, get out of my contract, Lord Navarro, train Miggy, and find the Hummingbird Suitor.
Yeah. Well, you're about to accomplish that last one.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So, Darius. Same goals? Guess you have to change the last one. Because
Okay, I do.
you did it.
Okay, let me message you something.
Because you
quick.
discovered a way to move between planes of existence. So, you messaging me on Facebook?
Yeah.
KK. I'll check my messages.
What are Mickey's mysterious goals?
Yes, so mysterious.
Ooh.
It's not like he has had the same goals literally the entire time. Help Raya recover from her loss, marry Ari, and prove myself to the party. That's what he wants to do. Absolutely you can, Jordan. Please
right.
make that a goal because I
Okay.
want it to happen really bad now. So, yes.
So
Yes,
yeah. So
do that.
my third goal is hoop-de-doo.
We already have one hoop-de-doo.
No, you
Oh,
gotta name
sorry.
someone else.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
Appropriate.
And then obviously still I'm gonna keep rescue Nahuatl, whatever how you say that.
You pronounced it correctly. Good job.
And figure out the blood stuff.
Figure out the blood stuff. Figure out how blood can create a new god of death.
Yeah.
Yas. Hummingbird
How
Suitor
much blood?
might
Whose
know
blood?
something about that. It's possible. I don't know yet, but we'll find out.
I mean, we
Raya.
don't screw things up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Speaking of
One
screwing
is
things up.
definitely still Darius reading. Still got to work on that.
Yeah.
Number 2, I want to still do more stuff with my orb.
Yep, learn a new trick on how to use the drugs to power the orb.
Yes, and then number 3 is I think I want to try and figure out more about the scrying orb, whatever that thing is called. The
eye which sees into the void.
Yes.
So you want to learn something new about the eye?
Yeah.
You got it. Sounds good.
You want to read the phrasing on Motley Crue? And just see if that phrasing works.
Ba-doop-doo-doo-doo-doo. There's so many potential goals in here, man.
So many potatoes, man. That's what I thought you were going to say. I don't know.
Let's just do that.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't know necessarily
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
So.
I'm down with that. That
We'll
might
have to
work
find
out
out.
better for me.
It might. It very much might.
It also might,
Good
turn out
stuff.
to bite me in the butt.
Yes. Good stuff.
Potentially
So.
quite literally.
Hey, can I suggest a party goal?
I don't
Nope.
think you can have more than one party goal.
Oh, I was just gonna
Why?
say, can we? I just wanted to add a goal of having Tohill die, but
Yeah, that was a little bit.
Yeah.
Inadvertently
figure we
caused
all-
the death of Kohiel. Yeah.
I figure we all really want that in our hearts. So I thought it's
Right, but I feel like that's more like a player goal and not a character goal. At this
So-
point, at least.
So can we get experience for player goals?
No, you as the player can get experience for player goals, but I don't know what that's gonna do for you. You
If
just have the memories,
okay,
I guess.
If I get my player level high enough, can I use? Where is it? Can I
Like
use?
transfer player levels for experience. Okay.
Can I?
You know
can I
what we
use-
call that? You know what we call that? We call that paying the GM. you can do that.
okay, everyone in the chat, donate to kill Tohill.
Quick down bits.
I mean, yeah. If you donate bits,
Donate to kill Tohill.
I mean, okay. So I would just like to point out that I have a Patreon.
Do
now.
now.
Perfect plug.
Yes.
Say, when did you get a Patreon?
I have not officially publicized it. It is technically launched and it is there, and someone is giving me $5 a month, and it's pretty awesome. But
So split that between us, because obviously, we're part of your success.
okay. So if you give $10 a month to my Patreon, you get to create a character for any work in progress of mine, be it an RPG show or a novel. I will also substitute getting the character killed in a gruesome way if you would like. You could
not
make the
PCs,
assassin
though.
that will kill Tohiel. That is a thing you could
Please
do.
please not killing PCs.
No,
though.
I don't think I'll let that happen. But
Okay.
yeah.
If I
Someone
get
gave
my
me
player,
$10 to get Tohiel killed in a gruesome way, I would totally do that.
if
I would be very sad because then
Quick,
I'd
Carly,
wanna-
get on it.
well, because then I'd want to. Could I be a part of that then? Though, because it's like I would want to be a part of Tohiel being killed grizzly.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think we could, because that could lead to some shenanigans.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I get my player level high enough, can I use the Kraken's Blessing?
What?
It's a spell.
Is that you get like spell cards for?
Oh, nice.
Casting time,
Krakens.
1 action. Range, 30 feet. Components. Material, Kraken dice. Duration, up to 1 session. Bless up
Oh.
to 3 dice of your choice. Whenever a dice rolls 3 or lower, you may add a 1d4 to the roll. Each blessed die may only use this effect once per day.
That's for the dice you got, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna like officially like publicly announce that like later. But anyway, it's been, if you've been on any of the shows that I do on Twitch here, you will have heard about this because I've talked about it. But yeah, I think we're ready to go, and it is still January 9th,
Correct.
1493.
As far as we know.
As far as you know, yeah.
Yeah, who knows in the Fey?
Yeah,
The Feywild.
it's true. But you guys are heading over to talk to Tzunuum, the Hummingbird Suitor. And I think we start off with I'm trying to decide. Yeah, okay. I think we start off with Akna saying, so because she's leading, she just says, I think we're lost. And you guys are like standing on like this platform, right? This like boardwalk that you guys have been going down, and it just ends. It just suddenly ends in the middle of nowhere.
Does it end because we set it on fire?
No. Remember,
Okay.
my spell doesn't catch things on fire.
This is,
I know.
This is
but
like
I
some
think-
time has passed. Some time has passed here. And then like Akna's like, I think we're lost, because I mean it's a very like obvious statement, because you guys suddenly are like, we thought this was like heading to his place, but now like, okay, what's going on here? So
I mean, did we know what this was actually supposed to look like
no.
when we got to him? In that case, I'll be like, Akna, do you think there's any chance that he could be within 1,000 feet of us?
I wouldn't know. You could try if you have some sort of spell that could locate something like
I'll cast locate creature
that. Okay. What is that?
and cast it for the Hummingbird Suitor,
Okay.
because it's,
Can you post that in chat so I can see what it specifically does? I'm curious.
yeah. Let me make sure. Description, can I turn it on? Let's see what this does.
There you go. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the creatures. I don't think it counts as
Would
being
I-
familiar. Yeah.
Would I know
It's not
like,
know
what
of.
kind
It's
of
like being
creature
familiar.
he is?
No, you've never met the type of creature he is either. Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Can you try scrying on him?
yeah, I can.
That would be yeah, you could do that. Mm-hmm.
Rise,
Yeah, I'm gonna take,
Okay.
take out the eye.
I'm gonna take out the eye
Okay.
I have scryed.
Not the eye.
and attempt to scry.
Okay, so the Hummingbird Suitor has to make a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
What are the modifications, if any? Is it like minus?
Plus, he gets like a plus.
He gets a
5,
plus
right?
5.
He gets a plus. Here, let me just do scrying to put it in there. I believe he gets a plus 5. Plus 5, yeah. I've heard of the target.
Got it. Okay. All right. Wisdom save at plus 5. So yes,
He
he
makes it.
succeeds. Yeah. So
Cool.
you sense that you pushed against his mind, and then he very specifically shunts you away. Get out of my
Okay.
swamp!
Okay, so. Yeah.
I guess, can I make some kind of survival roll? to
nothing
see,
helps.
Like, or maybe like, yeah, I guess this would be survival roll to like see if I can like figure out what's going on, like why
sure.
it's just
That makes sense.
ends in the middle, and
Yep.
if we can
Yep.
figure out what's going on. 19.
Nice.
19. Okay. I think. So this is very strange. It almost seems to you, Ari, that this is magical in origin rather than like he just built a boardwalk that leads into nothing. It's possible that like there's some sort of illusion magic at play, not necessarily that the boardwalk just continues on if you just keep stepping, but rather that like he's led you to some dead end that like
I have dispel magic.
yeah, you have dispel magic. Yeah, Ari,
I
it comes to your mind that something like that might work, right? Like
I'm like, I think there might be more than what we're seeing with our eyes. Possibly magical. I mean,
Okay, guys.
if he's good at hiding, then
yeah,
I mean,
right. I think there's like also like a very thick like fog kind of like swirling around everywhere at this point. In the swamp, it's kind of been building for a while now. Yeah.
I just am kind of like, okay, third time's the charm. This has got to work now. And I cast Dispel Magic.
Magical effect
So-
within range. Okay.
So tell me if I need to.
So make an
Roll
ability check
something.
using your spellcasting ability. This equals 10 plus the spell's level. Yeah, so make a wisdom check. And the DC, well, I'm setting the DC in my head. So, you failed the DC, turns out.
No!
Yeah, so you feel that there's some sort of magical effect that is there, but you're just not strong of will
I'm-
enough to
Oh my gosh,
negate it.
it's fine. I'm gonna try again.
Okay, yeah, so you've expended some magical energy, and you call in Tzunuum to help you once more.
And I'm casting it at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm casting it at 4th level. So
Mm-hmm.
do I still have to roll?
You do.
Okay.
Wow, this is some powerful magic.
This time, let's see.
You should ask for guidance from Tzunuum.
That's
Like cast guidance on yourself.
yeah. That's what I
Yep.
was gonna say.
Mhm.
Is that? Let me
Right, you
make
can do that.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's an ability check, not a save, so.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh no, crit fail 4.
Wow.
I'm just kind of like, guys, I can do this.
So Raya, I think you feel that there's like so I think we get a shot of just no because we haven't seen him yet, so I wouldn't reveal this. Maybe in the show version of this where right, like I'm not describing this for the players, but the audience would probably see a shot of the Hummingbird Suitor like straining and like very specifically like actively opposing whatever you're doing. But yeah, so Raya, I think you feel an overwhelming kind of like wave of sadness that kind of ricochets off of this. You just feel really sad all of a sudden, and tears come unbidden to your eyes. You're not sure why. Like, there's no reason that you'd feel sad, but yeah. I mean, if you have spell slots, you could try it again, I guess. But
I mean, should I try again, guys? I mean, I feel like is this our only shot, really?
I don't know.
How
I don't
else are
know.
we gonna find this guy? Okay, let's go again. Does anybody have anything else that can help me
Hold on.
with a check, an ability check? This is so sad. I'm just rolling.
It really is.
so poorly.
Are there any animals around?
You know what, Ari? When you mention that, you want to make a perception check for me?
Yes, I would. Should have used inspiration.
Yeah, 11. I don't think it's gonna cut it. So you see an actual like an absence of animals, an absence of sound. Actually, it's kind of disturbing, and you kind of only really noticed it now, and it's been changing since Raya started casting this magic. Like there were bugs and birds in the distance before, but now they've all faded, and it's just this kind of like ambient, like really there's no sound at all. Like it's a really creepily eerie silence. Because there's no wind, there's just fog, like banks of fog everywhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and do
Yeah,
How's
try one
Buck
more time.
reacting?
Buck? He is like perched on a nearby. Whoa! Crit
Yay!
success!
There we go.
Third
Yeah.
time's a charm.
He's perched on a nearby branch, and he's just like watching. He doesn't seem. He's there's definitely like something going on behind his eyes, but you're not sure what. So yeah, Raya, you finally cast this last spell, and then the fog seems to like start to roll back, and then you see that it is very sure that the boardwalk just ends here. But like to your left, there's like some stairs, some like rickety wooden stairs that go down to land that you didn't see before because it was illusioned. And then there's like a hut off to the left, like I don't know, maybe 100, 200 feet away, like a hut that has like it's connected to the land by another little like small boardwalk, and it's like on stilts on like another part of the swamp, and yeah, so that's probably his house, but like he was like specifically like shrouding everything in fog so you wouldn't go any further. But yeah, you finally push through, and I think your sadness fades as you dispel his magic. But yeah, you guys see a rickety hut ahead. Everything about this place, and specifically even more so here, is just doom and gloom, right? Like the clouds are very thick above. The water looks fetid and like just gross, and the trees don't look very healthy. They're just kind of like sickly. Everything here is like kind of in the process of either being depressed or dying. So yeah, but you guys can make your way towards the hut if you would like. Akna kind of like looks back like, are we gonna go? Like, what are you gonna do? That
We
was
didn't
kind of
come this far to stop.
right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So you guys make your way up to this hut. So there's a door, and it's closed, and you don't see anyone around. Yeah. The animals' sounds have started coming up in the soundtrack again. But yeah. Here's some frogs and bugs and things. What do? You just like go up to the door and knock?
I feel like we could stand back and I can loudly knock on the door using thaumaturgy. Make a loud knocking noise.
Okay, yes, you could tick him off like that. That's the thing you could do. Okay. So Raya casts thaumaturgy and knocks on the door very loudly.
Hey, at least I'm not trying to get it to fly open, at least.
It's true.
I don't
It's
know
true.
if it's locked or not, but
Oh, sorry.
I'm not doing that.
Bro,
Don't die, Caleb.
I don't know where that came from.
came from your lungs, where coughing usually your diaphragm.
You
Whoa.
owe me 3 potatoes for that. All right.
I think the sky just coughed.
So, sorry, what were you guys saying?
Nothing.
Knocking on the door.
You're just knocking
Nothing,
on
we
the door.
knocked.
Right, yeah.
Knock, knock, knocking on Hummingbird's door.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Add to the list, Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
You guys, there's a long silence that ensues after that knock. I think who has the highest perception out of anyone? Like
Seth
passive
does.
perception. Toity?
Oh, passive perception or just a perception check?
Well, your passive perception would be what your plus is plus 10.
My passive perception 16.
Yeah. So Toity, I think you in the kind of like in the fading echoes of that crescendo of noise that Raya just made, you heard some sort of exclamation that you didn't understand, but everybody else missed it because of the sound of the knock. But he obviously like exclaimed like in fright or anger or something when the door got knocked on. But there's like silence that ensues afterwards.
I'm gonna cast. Actually, no. I'm on spells. That's right. I used one.
Sure you did.
I might still cast comprehend languages.
Do not have tongues.
All right, now.
Well, he has
Yeah,
at least
okay.
one.
That's a potato from you, Caleb.
I can't give you any potatoes. Why would I?
Why not?
Because I'm gonna be on. Why would I bring a potato on a plane?
You can
I'll
buy
give you
one while we're
cheese.
there.
I'll give you
Yes.
cheese, Emily.
Yes.
You
Okay,
We're just gonna have
accepted.
cheese and potatoes.
3 cheeses, please.
3 cheeses. Okay. Yeah. So there's just silence. He doesn't answer.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Yes.
Well,
Did I hear which direction the exclamation came from?
Yeah, it was in the hut.
But like, did I hear? Can I cast message?
Sure, yeah.
Wait, no, I can't. Oh, dang it! That's right. I didn't understand the exclamation.
I mean, you might just not have heard it right. Doesn't mean they can't speak it.
Saying now, Storm may or may not knock out my internet at some point.
Okay.
Okay, we thought that might happen. I'm gonna try and. I'm gonna try and cast message. How common is common in the Feywild?
I would speak primordial, probably.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm just probably just saying primordial, like, say like message like, was that you I heard?
Okay, and this is like a magical message?
Yeah, it's at, oh, wait, how close are we? Right, we're right next to the hut, right?
It's less than 120 feet. You should be good.
Yeah. So, yeah, point at the figure target. Here's a message that can reply in a whisper only you can hear. You can cast the message through solid objects if you are. Oh wait, you can cast this spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier.
Okay.
Not familiar with it then. Okay.
Yeah, so you can't use that.
Okay.
What episode is this?
40.
Episode 40.
In the language I somehow know from
Ooh,
the
yeah,
eye,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
can I say anyone in there?
When you speak those words, your mouth tastes like ash randomly, and you're not sure why. It's just kind of like a weird, but nothing else happens.
I would like
You
to...
froze on that face, Emily, so it's
I know.
pretty
I
amusing.
was like, oh no, I'm frozen.
I would like to have Buck fly around the hut, see
Okay.
if he see anything, if there's any windows.
Yeah, I want to make a perception check for Buck.
Sure.
I
Buck has
missed
decent.
hearing what was at the end of what you said after my mouth tasted like ash.
But nothing else happens. That's what I
Nothing else.
said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 14. I don't think he notices anything else out of the ordinary. Yep. Buck flies around and he's like,
go up to the door.
you can, yeah. Who goes up to the door?
I'd say Ari because she just wants to get this over with, but she's a horrible talker, so don't let her do that.
That's true, yeah. Don't let
I
Ari
think
do
Darius
that.
kind of just starts walking up.
Okay. Yeah, so we hear clomp, clomp, clomp. Yeah, with your big old
that's the sound
clay
we want to
armor.
hear.
Yeah. But yeah, you get up to the door, and what do you say something? Do you knock on the door again?
Do a gentle knock.
Yeah, what do you do, Darius? Darius stands and thinks for a while.
I grab the door off of its hinge. I just grab the door and rip it off its hinges and walk. No.
That would have been pretty cool, actually.
Just gentle
Okay,
Darius,
little-
you think is just going, and then just old barbarian Darius comes back for a
He
second.
just rips it off, and then he's like, "Hi, friend."
Yes, because that's what you do with friends. You rip their doors off.
Oh yeah, because you're excited to see them. You're not gonna let a door stand in the way between friends. Love is an open door, Seth. Listen.
What?
That
Love
was
is an
great.
open door.
Yeah, I know. I got it. It was great. No, I think I know what I want to say and what I want to do. I'm just trying to think of how I want to phrase it.
That was a very disturbing noise, Seth.
Popping my lips.
Right, but like in rapid succession. I'm so sorry. What have I done?
Never encourage me, Caleb.
I know.
Never encourage me.
I'm
Seth,
sorry.
you're a wonderful human being.
No, I'm terrible. I was kidding.
Feel encouraged. Okay. I think Darius like gently knocks on the door and says,
Oh.
It just booted me out and brought me back in,
It's okay.
back.
which hopefully means it'll be better.
Oh, I think she froze again.
So he knocks softly on the door.
Yeah, and Darius says, "Sir, we are lost and could use your help. We've heard that you may be the one that can help us."
Go away. You hear in Primordial from inside the door.
And I think Darius responds, "What could we do to earn your trust?"
Nothing. This isn't about trust. I want to be left alone. Leave.
I'd like... Oh man, Darius isn't great with insight. I wanted to make an insight check.
Mm-hmm. You still can.
Okay. I'm going to make an insight check. And
What would you like to gather?
yeah. Well, I want to...
Would you like to incite a riot?
Let's
Insight.
Riot.
Insight riot.
It's like a new version of Quiet Riot. No. I want to incite if he actually wants to be left alone.
Okay, yeah. Or if he's just
it's
like, I'm actually really lonely, please talk to me. Yeah.
Or if it's, well, if it's like that, or if it's, you know, that there's just a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
And
Roll an insight.
Well, for inspiration, I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
maybe kind of give a little bit of like maybe why Darius would kind of be able to detect this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Because, you know,
Because Darius's life was also a living nightmare.
well, it was, and it you know, as he was, you know, going around the world trying to find a place where he could be time and time again, he might settle into a village for a while, or find a space where he could kind of do his own thing, but without fail, nearly every time, if he stayed too long, Calvitus would kind of break through and would kind of make a mess of things. So Darius began to kind of like push everybody away and like would force himself to be alone as much as he hated it and he didn't want to be, but he didn't want anyone else to get hurt.
Right, exactly. He didn't want to risk them meeting Calvitus instead of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, take that inspiration and then use it to get advantage,
Cool.
my friend.
Please. mean,
Oh my
no.
god.
5. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a failure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Darius.
that's
I
the
mean,
idea.
this guy is pretty.
Callous.
Yeah, pretty callous. Like you don't sense necessarily. It's not like his voice is like rich with emotion because of his tortured existence, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, leave. Like, I don't want you here. Like, you're just bothering me. Honestly, he's giving you a lot of the like, for player sake, he's acting like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, right? Like he's like, I don't care anymore. Like, just don't bother
Yes, I know exactly what you mean by that.
me. Right.
As do I.
Okay, never mind then.
Drinking blue milk from strange creatures.
Yeah, possibly. You don't know.
We're gonna get a cool montage with Luke Skywalker and his everyday
Gonna need a
life.
montage. I
Yeah,
know
it
turns out
Master
there's, like-
Yoda.
There's a whole convent of fish nuns living just around the way.
I know how to bring Master Yoda back to life now.
Can we hear this conversation? Can I make an insight roll?
Sure, yeah. Anyone who wants to can make an instant roll from this.
Sweet, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, Akna and Huracan and Tohil are just kind of like awkwardly like kind of looking around. Like,
Ooh.
I don't know what to do.
I read this guy like he was
Raya,
a
would
book.
you make a... Yeah, okay. So, Raya, I think I thought it would be you who would catch this.
Tis me.
Yeah. It reminds you... The way he's talking reminds you of the way that you would always talk to... And I don't know who you would have, like, reacted this way to. But anytime that she would get in the way of you and Sabu, it would be like the total, like the nonchalance that you would feign in an attempt to seem like you were above it all, but really it was like actually eating away at every part of you. It's like that. Like you've had to be, your emotional physique is very similar to this guy's, you think, in terms of like how it reacts to things. And so like maybe at first when whatever happened to hurt him happened, he cried a lot. But over time the calluses built up, and now you imagine he feels a lot like you did when you were just all numb that time. And just the way that you would like try to as a noble, right? Try to feign stability when you definitely weren't stable.
What language have we been speaking in?
Primordial.
Dang it, because I was going to be like, Miggy, do your thing of being
Right.
good at talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Raya, you feel like you maybe would have the best chance at like reasoning with him.
Just because I know how he feels does not mean I'm equipped to
It's
then
true.
deal with that.
It's true. You just have the best insight
Which
into
is
his
the
emotional side.
thing.
So like, what do you like? Seth and I gather like.
Yeah,
Alright,
you guys
then.
probably gather like a very muted version of that. So it's basically like this guy is doing a really good job of hiding his feelings, but obviously something hurt him. Yeah, it's really hard to tell what, but Raya, I think you can tell very specifically. This is the sort of wound that only happens when romance is involved, right? Like,
Yeah. I walk up to the door and do another like little like knock knock to announce that I'm gonna talk to him. Do like a little knock knock and just say, hey, I know how you feel. I've lost people too. Open up. I have something that could maybe help you feel better.
in only the way that Raya can say it. Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be a disaster.
We're gonna give a Faye drugs. Oh my god.
Okay, so I think
That's what made me feel better. Okay?
his initial response is, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to anyone right now for any reason. I need you to leave.
You
I don't need to
have
feel
talk.
better. I'm fine.
Just open the door. You don't even have to talk.
What else would open the door mean? You came here to talk to me. You're not just going to hand me something and leave.
Talk to you, not
Well, that's
with
the
you.
exact yeah, exactly. We're gonna talk to you. You don't have to talk back.
This is
I
like
feel like it's a
we
pretty
need the
fair deal.
we need like the this is like the meme. Fine, keep your secrets.
Yeah.
Very much.
I think he says, how did you dispel that?
With literally the spell called Dispel Magic.
You shouldn't have been able to.
But I did, so yeah.
I'm sorry.
I felt it. Why did they send you to me? Do they just want to torture me more?
They? I don't know who they is. Nobody sent us to find you. We were coming to seek your help.
I mean, that's not true.
But like not like to like come annoy him or
Right.
anything. Like we're coming to seek your help.
I can't help anyone. There's nothing I can do for you. You've come to the wrong person. I'm sorry.
Are you not you're seriously not even gonna open the door?
Say one more thing that would let you make a persuasion check. What's the last thing you say that might make him open the door?
I just have the one thing from Puffin Forest stuck in my head now, but I won't repeat it.
You know, if you want us to give you more suffering, we could do that instead. No, I'm kidding.
I just thought I'd finally found somebody who understood what I'd gone through.
Yeah, make that persuasion roll. I think with advantage because you had the insight before and stuff.
Okay, beforehand I just go, okay, so please.
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
let this work.
Are you gonna cast guidance on yourself again?
Yeah.
Oh.
17.
17. I think that's just barely enough to get him to open the door. So the door, there's like a long silence again, and then slowly the door opens and you see this dude. So he looks like this. So he has like, it's hard to tell whether or not it's like face paint or something deeper than that. Like maybe it's like a full face tattoo. You're not sure. But yeah, his like forehead and over his eyes are like covered, right? Like this kind of like mask. And he I think you only catch the barest glimpse of that face before he puts on like an actual mask, like a wooden carved mask that looks like a hummingbird face. He just puts it on.
Like Warriors of Might and Magic.
Yes, very much so.
Oh my gosh, have you played that game?
A long time ago.
I thought I was making a reference that no one would even get. Wow, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so he just has this like hummingbird mask on, right, so with his like beak. And he says, no, his words muffled. He says, so you don't know what you're doing to me then? By even being here? And he kind of like takes a step out and like sits on the like dock here, just like dangles his feet over the water. What it always feels like when this happens.
When people find you?
No. People I can keep away from me. I can hide myself. There have been several over the years who've tried to seek my help. I'm a legend, after all. But no, only someone like you could find their way here. And I both hate you and love you for that.
So, do you want something to feel better or no?
Are you going to offer me drugs, Raya? Is that what you're assuming?
How does he know her name?
It's
I don't know.
fine. He's just smart. I mean, that's what helped me.
Carly wrote edgy in chat.
Yeah.
Helped you to tune it all out. Yeah, sure. Did it help?
Isn't that
though?
what you're trying to do here?
No. Have you seen this place? I'm not trying to tune it out. I'm trying to wallow myself in it, to drown in it. Maybe then it will finally end.
Then I don't really get it. Like, if you're so upset, why haven't you just figured out a way to die? Instead of wallowing yourself in this.
Because I can. That's part of my curse. Have you heard the story, Raya? I'd assume they would have told you.
No, actually.
How ill prepared you all are for this. So, what did you come here to ask me? Might
I
as well
mean,
get
how
it out
much
of the
do
way.
you actually already know? I mean, you seem to know.
Well, you've never talked about it since you've been here, so I don't know the details.
Ah, okay. So, you know about, like, Shabalba?
Shabolba, the underworld? The place I long to go more than anything? Yes, I think I'm familiar with it.
No, like the god Shabalba.
That's not his name. His name is Shablanque. I knew him,
Sorry.
you know, back then.
So you know he's dead.
Yes, I felt something like that. The lucky...
So
Does he have eyeliner on? Well, no, he does. It's just he has so much
It's
eyeliner
like
on his face.
literally, it's like his whole face is covered in
his
it.
whole face.
Yeah.
I have so much eyeliner. It's just the face mask now.
Yep.
I feel like it's good that I'm sitting, like, talking to him, because I'm just kind of like, whatever. And everybody else is probably like, this guy. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
seriously.
I'm just kind of like, well, I have, like, his orb, and I'm the guardian of his orb, and it's kind of on me to try and find a new god of death to replace him. And apparently we think we have a candidate, but she's been captured by Arendira, who's a really powerful serpent person.
All right. So you need a new god of death.
Yes.
So there's
and-
problems in the material world then? Undead running
Yeah.
amok, that sort of thing.
Yep, you got it.
I don't care. What have the gods ever done for me?
Ari, like, kind
Oh.
of like,
Yeah.
like
Done to me,
yeah,
plenty.
I get that.
But for me, nothing. Right, I don't want to get involved in this foolish crusade of yours. I'm sorry. You all seem like nice people, honestly. You do. But
I think
I've had my
Darius
share of nice people. I'm
kinda-
sick
I
of it.
think,
Yeah, go ahead, Darius.
Darius kind of pipes up.
Are you still, like, over by the door?
I figured like I'd probably be just a couple steps back from.
Sure,
Ryan.
yeah.
I think Darius just says, "Were you friends with Shablanka?"
No, not really. I knew of him. He knew of me. We met once or twice. It's a thing back then, but no, I don't really know him or knew him. I knew others. But, yeah, never really cared much about death back then.
feel like if we get a new god of death, wouldn't they have the power to help you die?
He kind of like slowly turns and looks at you. And he frowns. And he
I mean,
says,
like, they're a god and they control death.
yeah, so the thing is, Raya, I think with your insight carrying, you see right into this dude. He's just hit the part of the emo character, right, where he talks a big talk about wanting to die, but maybe he actually doesn't want to die, and he's trying to decide in his mind if he really does.
Oh.
Whereas I'm just like, if you really want to die, dude, let's go.
Let's get this ball rolling.
And he realizes that he's accidentally like talked himself into a corner here.
I was just wanting to make that suggestion. I'm like, no, let's not do it. But you're doing it like, all right.
I was thinking the same thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so he just kind of like adjusts his mask, and he says, well, it wouldn't matter anyway. I don't think the curse can be broken. Right, you can tell that he doesn't know whether or not that's true.
I think Darius
I just kind
says,
of, I was just gonna be like, BS. Like,
Yeah.
I think Darius says, have you tried?
There's an awkward silence at that faux pas, and he just kind of like gets to his feet again, and he says, well, this was a lovely little chat that we had here, but I think I'm going to have to go back to
live the rest of your depressed existence. And
yep, pretty much.
Even though there's, what is it? Will you at least tell us what the curse is?
I can't die. And every single day I'm surrounded by sorrow, and it fills every part of me, and the only thing I can do is make more sorrowful creatures in this world. That's the only thing I can do.
Well, cool. If you can't help us, then I guess you just made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more, I guess. Okay.
Oh, no. You would know if I touched you. Yes, you would know.
I think Darius kind of pipes up.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly what you went through, what you are going through.
Who?
You know.
Who?
Shablanka.
No, he didn't.
I was there.
He didn't know. None of them did. No. None of the gods knew. None of the gods cared. None of the gods even bothered to ask. No. Screw 'em all. And then he just, like, starts to walk back.
Ari's just like, oh my god, just shut up already.
Yes, seriously. Do you say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, you're right, screw the gods, okay? So, whatever, who cares? The gods never did anything for me either, okay? Welcome to the club, all right? So do something for yourself.
Welcome.
Jesus is Lord.
And suddenly Ari becomes a Christian randomly.
She didn't say that part.
And then she has a vision. And
And
she's like, oh. Oh my gosh, how amazing would it be if in that moment Ari had a vision and she's like, ah.
Oh, I realized it. No, yeah, so he says, you know, people who know anything keep their mouths shut when they don't know.
You think you're the only one who's lost people, then the gods didn't help them?
He's turned back to you, and he says, please, regale me with your tale of sadness. I'm sure it will measure up to mine.
Oh my gosh, now we're having
Now we're having a contest of whose story is sadder. It probably is. But she's just like, I lost the only two people I love because of the gods and how they didn't protect them, even though they said they would. I think you know what I'm talking about here, obviously, since you have a gripe with them.
Did you
At least I'm doing something about it.
Yes, and what is that you're doing? You're working for the gods? You're trying to make another god? So that they can screw people over too? Yes, that's gone so very well for everyone, I'm sure. Maybe there shouldn't be a god of death. Maybe we'd all be better just being killed by undead. Maybe that's the way that this should all end. You ever think about that?
Well, I mean, clearly that's not going to be an end for you, apparently.
Oh, I mean, yes, I guess. Yeah, sure. Sure. I, for one, would certainly not want to see the Shadowfell come into this place. Anyway.
So you're gonna help us, right?
No, I'm not.
I didn't actually say
Yeah, I
that.
know. I think no, I don't think anyone would say that. I like that line too much, though. No, so he just like shakes his head again and he says, I'm sure you all will have a wonderful life, you know, doing whatever it is you're going to do next, but I won't be a part of it. So thank you for coming, but thank you also for leaving. Good day. And he starts to like open the door and leave again. And you can obviously like, yeah, try to say something more because you persuaded him to come out. It's just a matter of like confronting him now on his own BS and like, right, making sure that he actually is given some sort of persuasive reason. Or at the very least, right, if you think that his mind will be changed by actually wanting to die, right, you could push that again and try to get him to like not just dance around it, right?
I mean, there's a small part of me that's like, I mean, let's just really push on that and let's just try to kill him.
Oh boy, yeah.
I don't think that'll work.
I'm sure that will go real well.
Well, he says, I like suffering. Well, let's help him.
Well, I think Tori's just gonna say, like, as he leaves, Tori's gonna say, well, he seems to be fine with suffering anyway. Guess it's not too bad if we just hang around here for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, as he's walking inside, I just want to say, so you don't even want to try.
Try what? He's like halfway through the door. Try making another god.
Try getting this curse removed from you.
And how you suggest I do that?
I don't know, but there's people more powerful than I am that we can try and get in contact
Of course,
with
there
to
are
figure
many
it out.
people more powerful than you are, Raya, and myself included. And I would just like to say that I have tried many things, and nothing has worked.
At this point, Tori might. Oh, you're gonna say something?
I was just gonna kind of be like, so you consider yourself the most powerful in the world?
No, that's not what I said. You're putting
the
words in my
ones
mouth.
who can...
Now you're just trying to take me off.
Tori's gonna.
I just find it interesting that you're just content here to stay here and suffer when there's options to explore.
Options like what? Suffering? That's basically the only thing this world offers.
Figuring out how to get this curse removed. You said yourself, this can't be removed. You know that that's not true.
I spent 300 years trying to get it removed, Raya.
That's not very long in hindsight.
Yeah, and you're going to spend the rest of eternity here suffering if it's still on you. So why...
Well, maybe I like it. Did you ever think about that? Maybe I deserve it. Yeah, want to make an insight check?
22.
Yeah, so he kind of blames himself for his he has talked a big talk about like the gods screwing him over and stuff, and obviously they definitely did for whatever happened, but he also like has had like 1,000 years to like overthink this, and so you imagine that he's probably convinced himself also that he did something wrong and that he's to actually blame, and the gods, were just giving him what he justly deserved. There's a very complex web of like contradictory beliefs going inside this guy's brain right now. And I think he just says it. I think he says, maybe I deserve it.
Maybe you don't.
Make a persuasion check.
Dang it,
That's a good line. Oh no!
Okay, can Darius say something and make his persuasion?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Toidy's gonna ask. Toidy's gonna shift a little bit. He's gonna say, "Who put the curse on you?"
The gods.
That's not very specific.
Yeah, so maybe he says that, and then you say that's not very specific. And he says, "The god of the mountains, if you must know."
Why'd he put the curse on you?
Because he hated me.
Wonder why? Well, lots of people hate me, but they don't put a curse on me, even though I'm pretty sure they'd like to. What exactly happened? You said you have a story? I'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
If anything,
he's still like halfway through the door, and he's just very like hesitant, like to actually take those last few steps. Because you can tell. I mean, even though he again talks a big game, he has not talked to people in probably a long time. So he maybe turns back, and he says, "I loved a girl. It's how these things always start."
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, do I know how that feels?
She was the daughter of the mountains, and he keeps looking at Raya, and you can just barely, I think, tell this through the mask. Darius, I think you're the one who can Raya and Darius, you can tell this because you're closer to him. You can barely tell through the mask that he keeps like looking at Raya when he's saying this. The daughter of the mountains, well, we loved each other. We really, really did. I at least I think we did. I thought that we did. And so, as any good suitor does, I went to her father and I asked for her hand in marriage. And what did her father do? He gave me a task. Go into the forest and find a rare flower. And I did it. It took me weeks, but I did it. And I gave it to him, and he said, I have another task for you. And that went on for 14 years. Over and over and over again. And every time I would ask, can I marry your daughter? I've done everything you've asked me to. And still it wasn't enough. And after 14 years, and after doing every conceivable thing this god could think of to keep me distracted, finally, he had to admit that I had earned her hand. And so what did he do then? He stuck her up in the sky where I could never get to her. Isn't that fantastic? He stuck her in the flipping sky.
Wait, was he in love with the moon? Was he in love with Yue?
Salune.
So Raya, that comes to your mind. You're like, wait a second.
I kind of am like,
Stop.
I like give him like a wry smile, and I'm like,
Don't you dare.
wait.
Don't you dare. Stop.
Wait, but I wasn't. He didn't finish your story. He didn't. How did you get cursed then?
Well, I tried to go after her, of course. I'm a hummingbird, for goodness sake. I flew. I flew as high as I could and as far as my wings would carry me.
Darius, make an intelligence check.
No, I think you understand that he's. There's probably some sort of fae thing there
Okay.
that he's not
I don't
explaining.
know. I have an 8,
yeah.
so...
No, I think you
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
And he says, and I have to say, I think I almost made it. I think I was almost there. But it had taken me so long. That's when her brother came. And it was all over for me then. My wings burned away and I fell back to the earth.
And you were cursed.
Well, I went back to her father, of course. And I screamed at him. I yelled at him. I intimidated him. I threatened him. I did everything I could think of to show him just how angry I was at what he had done to me. And where before I was nothing more than a passing gnat, an annoyance, a mosquito to be slapped and forgotten about, I said something, I don't know what, that finally pushed him over the edge like a landslide.
I want to insight to see if he actually does know exactly what he said.
Okay.
Because I'm interested.
Yeah. He has a pretty good guess, but he would never say it out loud.
Okay.
He doesn't know for sure, though.
Your mother was a hamster.
And your father smelt of elderberries. Yeah. And then he says, I pushed him over the edge like a landslide, and he bellowed like only the mountains can. And he cursed me forever. To live knowing that I had been defeated time and time again, knowing that my love would forever be out of my reach, and knowing that the only company I would ever have would be that of my own creation. The creatures of sorrow, just like me. So yes, I am cursed, and I hate the gods, and I hate myself, and I hate just about everything. So you can see why I would rather just stay here, where at least the hatred feels like home.
So you hate her now?
Ooh, you've touched on a very sensitive topic.
Oh. I'm gonna click my token just in case.
She's my girl. I gotta stick up
Right.
for her.
So he takes a very, very deep breath. And he turns around, rips off the mask, and he says, "She's dead, Raya."
She's the reason that I dispelled your magic.
You don't know how gods work, do you?
Go ahead, tell
You
me.
ever have you ever talked to her, Raya?
No.
Mm-hmm. That's because she's dead. She died. After
So how did she-
300 years of trying to get the curse lifted, I was still ready to go another 300 more, and that's when she died. She just faded. No one would ever tell me why or how. But I looked up at the sky and I knew there was something different. There was an empty rock where her soul used to be.
So then how do you explain how she's granted me the powers that I have?
Why can Darius still use magic? Why can any priest of the caretaker use their spells? It's because the position remains even if the person does not. The aspects can never be broken. Just the wielders. And believe me, they have been time and time again. And yet people keep taking them up for some reason. They keep grasping at straws. The straws are very powerful, yes, I admit that, but they always lead to ruin. And that is why I will never help you. Because I will never make someone else suffer that fate again.
You just want everyone to suffer the fate that you have of never being able to die.
I don't know what to say to you anymore, Raya. I've laid my whole life bare. Do you have any more cutting words that you would like to throw my way before we end this conversation?
And go to break.
While we're at it, sure.
Um,
I was just gonna say to that. Yeah, sure. Because I kissed the only one I loved goodbye for this purpose, to try and prevent everyone from this fate. So
Well, I'm really sorry that you wasted his life like that, because it's just
wow. Can I like slap him in the face?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he just like,
Do I need to? Can I roll something to see if it's a really good slap?
sure, make a strength check.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a good slap.
17.
17, yeah. Yeah, and he just like, you just don't get it, Raya. Do you want to be like me? Do you really want to? Because that's where this road leads. Trusting them never works. They aren't gods. They're just men with power.
I've already chosen that path to try and save the rest of them. The rest of us who still have a chance. I already made that choice. So yes.
You're welcome to sleep here tonight. I'll see you in the morning. And he just like walks in, closes the door. And oops, just randomly went to the starting page. On that note, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and see, because so that was definitely like purposely vague. And we'll see what happens in the morning. He's gonna have some things to think over, I think. And he's gonna restlessly think those over. And you guys will need a long rest anyway, so we'll do that and then figure out if he's gonna come with you. When we return, we'll stick around. We'll be back with more Terra Nullius right after this.